Hey,
Hey, how's it going?
good. How are you?
Good. I'm gonna go turn the monitor down. I just got Hudson to bed, but he might make noise. So,
Oh, you're good. No one's on right now, but
okay, I'll be right back.
okay.
Just,
Oh, that monitor. I like your shirt. I wish I would have got one.
I actually didn't buy it at Summit.
But here.
I ended up buying it online later when they were on clearance.
Nice.
Um,
I thought about it, but what is that a small?
yeah.
I didn't know.
It's,
I know it's kind of big.
yeah. This is the small was the smallest they had. So,
That's why I didn't know what size to get. I never.
yeah. At Summit, I think they were sold out of the smalls, so it only had mediums. So,
Really?
yeah. By the time I got there, I didn't spend a lot of time in the core early on. So,
Right. We're running around like chickens. How are you doing?
yeah.
No one's on right now.
I'm excited for it this year. I think I still have both hotel reservations, but I think we're probably going to go with the Comfort Inn. That's like a 15-minute walk.
Okay.
The Gaylord looks really nice and stuff, but I'm just worried about, how long the shuttles will take and everything. So,
That's what I was gonna say. Well, this is being recorded. I can't guarantee that I wasn't gonna get a house, but then Melissa's got a condo downtown, and so then I started looking at condos, and so now I'm looking, and I don't know. It's one of those new, I guess, where you borrow their home kind of thing, which
yeah.
seems kind of gross. But
Yeah.
I guess we kind of did the same thing with like Team Courage. So I'm looking at one place, but I want it to be downtown. Like that's my only issue is I want it to be like close to everything. So Melissa's got me. I got the bug now. So I figure if we can get a place that'll sleep like 10, then between her place that sleeps around 10, then we can. My biggest fear is though that that we're taken care of, and then we have coaches that come in later, and then there's nowhere.
Yeah.
That's my big fear. But
Yeah, and then I'm going to have Matt with me too, so that's why I was kind of leaning towards, okay, let's just get our own room and stuff. But then, I think we'll probably be better off if we're closer, because I know like last time, we were cutting it pretty close, like running from event to event, and
I totally agree with being close.
and
But
sleep is important.
I mean, you guys just let me know. Like, if you want to have your own room, then I won't even consider you for it. But there's a lot of couples going. Joy and Brandon, Melissa's husband's going, Jason's going. So, I mean, it's not like guys
And they're all
be around.
like all for the house or condo, or we don't know yet.
Well, Melissa's got her own place unless we end up joining. So, I don't know.
Okay.
I think most of the couples, I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. That's why I don't coordinate houses because I'm not very good at that. But
Yeah, and both of my reservations I can cancel. Like, I think the Gaylord I can cancel like in April, and then the Comfort Inn I can cancel like the night before.
The Gaylord is like literally across the street from where we were with the cabin. It wasn't that bad, but I would not stay out that far again. But did you see the Gaylord? Have you seen it?
I stayed at the one in Dallas, so I can only imagine it's probably kind of similar and crazy.
We were walking through, we're like, oh my gosh, we have to stay here next year. Like, it was so nice, but in reality, how long are we? It's like in Vegas. If you've ever gone to Vegas, you sleep and you shower in your room. You're not there that long. And it was funny. I was telling my husband about just us being there in the loft or in the room, and he had said before, like, I'm not sharing a room with anyone. We are married. Like, that's privacy issues. And I'm like, you're a soldier. You piss and poop in front of other guys. What are you talking about? All of a sudden, private life. And I said, okay, well, I had already offered my coaches, anybody who got test starters, I said I would provide them a room. So we either pay for them or we let them sleep on our floor. And he's like, that's cool. That's cool. So he does not mind sharing with a house full of people now. He doesn't care. But I don't remember. I have to ask Sarah how we found it initially, Jen. But she had already, I think, either booked or she was eyeballing one next to us. So it was either on the desktop or the actual app where you can look up on the map and see what's close to each other. And if anything that we could do, let's closer. And if one of them is nicer and has a better spot to where we can do a little kumbaya or whatever, then we just walk over to the other house or whatever.
Yeah. I know we can talk about this later, but I saw one that was just like yours, Melissa. Like there's like several of them, but I don't really I want a little bit more than that.
Yeah.
And you probably paid a lot less because all the prices and everything are getting like way jacked up.
Yeah.
I'm like, but I don't know. So I wanted to kind of get feedback. So for you guys on here, I know I've already talked to Christy Mudd, but I haven't talked to Joy. All of this was like last minute today, Joy. Like I'm trying to look for like a little loft or something. We won't all be staying in it, but like half can stay with like in ours, and then like Melissa's got room in hers kind of thing. Well, some,
No.
but
We already have room arrangements.
oh, okay, with Kim.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I didn't
We
know
just
you guys had-
looked at stuff with Barbara, and we never found anything. And I think she had gotten like one night, and she's not here now. So we had ended up talking to Kim, a month or maybe even 6 weeks ago, and just said, "Hey, do you have space again? It was great staying with you guys." And so we're in there. But thank you though.
Okay, I didn't know. I wanted to ask you and see if you had already booked arrangements with her. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. All right. That helps. Because I know we.
But I can come hang out though if you guys have space to just like chill one night or whatever. But or we can. I'm not just me. He's here too.
All right. Well, all right. Well, thank you guys for coming. I'm gonna go ahead and mute everybody, and then I'm gonna unmute Joy in a minute and kind of do the role playing stuff. And if anyone wants to like chime in, feel free. It's just hard with the background noise and stuff like that. I don't have any background noise right now, so I'll leave it like it is.
I do.
Okay, Mickey wants to give a shout out. Go ahead.
Okay, this one is for Joy and Brandon, who helped save the day. Matt went TDY this weekend and forgot to take his Shakeology. And he's in Colorado Springs, and I think a lot of it was Brandon. He helped make a post on the Colorado Springs coaches group and found a coach who delivered a bag of vegan chocolate to Matt at his hotel at the coach price. So everything worked out. Matt's happy, has his Shakeology and the chow hall. Anyway, I really appreciated you guys for jumping in and helping, and Matt certainly appreciates it. He feels so much better with the Shakeology and stuff. So yay!
Yeah, you're welcome.
I didn't do anything. I got the messages, and he's like, "Oh, I'm already on it." I'm like, "Sweet."
Awesome. Melissa, do you want to give your coaches a shout out? Because you have a few coaches that like hit Success Club at the end of the month.
Yay! And I have like 3 that are going to be emeralds Thursday morning. Like, it's ridiculous. But Sydney, Marcy, Marla, all of them are taking out Carrie. Carrie, like, signed up one day, and she's like, "Hey, so what am I supposed to do?" And I'm like, "You should do this." And we haven't even had her getting started right call because her daughter's sick. Well, her baby's sick. And we've just been going back and forth, and she's like, "Okay, so how many coaches do I add?" And I'm like, "Start with you." And she's just like hitting the ground running. Tammy too. Tammy just signed up her husband. Marcy just signed up her husband. Tiffany just signed up another coach. Like, it's crazy. I went back and I told these girls, "Hey, from now on, we're adding 10 coaches a month. Are y'all in or not?" "Yeah." "All right, let's go." 9 coaches in a week. Like, not even a week yet. Well, 2 of them I think are from the downline, but 7 coaches for my girls, and they're just awesome. I love it. I'm like, we're not looking at these numbers. These are the numbers we care about. So go get those numbers. And they are. Yay! I'm so excited for them.
The team is on fire for sure. It's amazing. It's amazing to watch. They have a good leader. No.
Thank you.
They do.
I have a good upline.
And then Christy Mudd. I want to give Christy Mudd a shout out because she hit Success Club. I don't know if it was the last day or I kind of caught it close. I don't know. I mean, I know you were at 4 and I was like, "Come on, girl."
So it was Saturday, so almost the last day. I didn't think I was going to make it, but I did. I couldn't believe it. So thank you.
I'm proud of you. It was
Thank
nice
you.
to see you guys like really pull through. But I mean, I know it's not that we should be focusing on success, just that, because it's not just about that. But I really want to give shout outs because we do work hard. Like, a lot of times it's hard and we want to give up and want to say, like, "I'm just not going to hit it." And you have to change that mindset and just say, "You know what? I'm going to go for it. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to send out those invites. I'm going to do my best. And if it doesn't happen, then I know that I did my best. So anyways, so just bravo, you guys. Upcoming groups. So right now we have 10-day group that just started. I know we just got back into doing the 10 days. So the next 10-day will be on the 7th of next month, just so that you know, and you can kind of talk to your coaches or have in the back of your mind that, you know, that's coming up. And it's a great way to get people who are on the fence, who are like, you know, who just can't commit to the long-term group. Even if they've told you no, just reach back out to them and say, you know, hey, I know money was an issue. I've got this 10-day group, super affordable. You know, give them a little bit of information. Are you interested? Keep it short and sweet. Just shoot those invites out. And it's just a great way to get people who wouldn't otherwise do a group to join in. So that's going on right now. The sneak peek into coaching starts on the, the 15th. So I think I've kind of got them. And then the 22nd, the 30-day group will start. I still don't know what we're going to call it, but we'll figure that out. Just so you kind of have an idea what groups are coming up and, you know, what you're inviting to. So let's see.
Can I chime in? We're doing a couples challenge group.
Oh, awesome.
So if
That's
y'all know anybody that needs to get into a couples one for February, prep week starts on Monday.
Oh, nice.
Next Monday, yeah. So if you want to throw anybody in there, and it's not just hammer and chisel. Obviously, that's like the big one we're doing, but it's whatever. If you want to walk or whatever, it's just getting those people on board. Yes.
What day is that, Melissa?
The 8th.
The 8th? Okay. Okay, cool, awesome. All right, so do y'all want me to talk about the tax stuff first, or yeah? Okay. All right, I'll try to be fast. All right, so I feel like most of you guys know this stuff, though. I mean, like, I feel like it's just, all right, so, you know, okay, well, I'm burning up. I'm not going to, like, give you a count and, like, break it down, like, what forms you should fill out, but I'll kind of go over what you can deduct, what I deduct. Again, legally, I'm supposed to say, you know, talk to your tax professional because everybody's is different. You know, my understanding is, like, for Shakeology, if you're actively working this business, you are supposed to be able to write off your Shakeology. It would go under the office supplies category of the Schedule C, because it's office supplies are anything that's consumable within a year, and make sure that your paper trail. So every invoice that you have, just write a note on it. You know, like for me, if I get packets and they're for the 10-day, this is going to blow your mind, but it's cost of goods sold. So, and when you work with an accountant, it'll make more sense, but you're selling it, cost of goods sold. So you're selling that. If it's a bag for yourself, that's personal use. So that would go into office supplies. So just make a little note on there so that when you go to kind of gather everything together, it's not like, oh Lord, what was this for? You know, kind of thing. Let's see. So, you know, if you're a coach and you're kind of treating it like a hobby, like, you know, everyone on here is not a hobby coach. You guys have treated it like a business, but if you have someone who's like, you know, maybe they sold like 3 challenge packs for the whole year, they would probably have a harder time justifying writing off Shakeology for the whole year. They probably could get away with it. Hold on. Invoice. I think so. You could just print off your orders. It just helps you to track it. So if they don't send you an invoice, just get a piece of paper and write down on it, like date, order number, or print it off. Like, because I'm telling you, at the end of the year, you're going to be like us, freaking out, trying to get it all together.
It doesn't have to be super official, Joy, just as long as you have something going on. And they can tell if you try to pull it all out at the end of the year or at the end of the month. They can tell. I mean, even if you did do it at the end of the month, just showing that you did try to do something to keep track to really separate them. And there will be a point where it's going to say, how well did you track this stuff as you go through and say, they'll say, do you have documents to support it? Yeah. Do you have thorough documents to support it? And not really. Then they'll say, okay, we can give you this percent, or you can get this type of deduction under these circumstances. And then you can either decide like, no, screw that, I'm getting all of this, and then pursue at your own risk. But that's like a major red flag. Sorry, okay.
You're good. Okay. What was I saying? You guys threw me off.
Sorry, yes, credit card transactions.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was gonna. So basically, you just want some kind of paper trail to where if you got audited, and don't freak out, you're probably not gonna get audited. But if, for example, 3 years from now they come back and they say, we want to know why you can justify this. Just jot some notes down on there, and then like I'll even say like Shakeology. I justify it by saying I have to have Shakeology to hit Success Club. Like I don't know if that's a requirement for tax purposes, but if they ever come back to me, and I'm just gonna say it's required for us to hit. But honestly, like everything that I get is a business expense because we have to be a product of the product. It's part of the vital behaviors. So it's part of our job description. So, I mean, it's both ways. It's kind of like a backup. I do want to note, I would be very cautious about writing off a part of your house for like office space. I learned, and I think I've shared this with some of you, but for example, like I could write off this entire room. Because it's specifically, well, it's my workout room too, but it's specifically for business. So I could write off the square footage. I could write off part of the AC, part of the mortgage, part of that stuff. The problem with that is if I do that, I have to fill out a schedule some special tax form. And that, it's popping up. Squirrel. I'm so ADHD. This is ridiculous. Hold on with the questions. Okay, and yes, you can. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so bad with distractions. Okay, so that would flag the IRS. There's a certain form and it flags them. Normally, everything goes through electronically. So when you're filing your taxes, it's just going through like computers, things, it's not really examining it. As soon as you say, whatever that form is for the square footage, it actually generates a printed off version of your tax return. And now a person picks it up and starts examining it. So when you have eyes on it, it's a lot, it's going to raise flags. So what I was told is to get creative with your write-offs. So be legal about them. I'm not saying be illegal here, but get creative. Like what Melissa and I were talking about earlier about needing lots of paper for flyers and, printer ink and staples and whatever. But mileage, I'm going to go through all this, but just write off more stuff. Be like, all your wear and share stuff. And a lot of that is going to be you keeping better records of it. Because I know that's like the hardest part is we spend the money and then we're not tracking it. Like some people, I've got my Young Living oils like anyway. Okay, so let me look at the chat. Okay, before I move on to the next question, does that make sense about the not doing the square footage? Yeah. Okay. I think it's a good thing to do, but I think it's dangerous, so I wouldn't recommend it. Mickey asked about the cell phones. You can write off part of your cell phone if you're really supposed to, estimate. Like if you use your phone half the time for business and half the time for personal, then you should only write off half of it. So you should really look or examine what, like for me. Everybody I talk to is a coach. My mom's a coach. My dad's a coach. Very minimal things are me on the phone with like maybe a doctor's office or something like that. So I can legitimately write off almost probably 95% of my phone bill. Jason, no, he can't. I don't even think he should write his off. But just be aware of that because if, again, you get audited and they say, whose phone number is this that you're calling and talking to for hours? If your mom's not a coach, you're, so the way around that, mom needs to be a coach. So, all right, answer your question? Okay. All right, so mileage. You want to keep a written log of mileage. So anytime you go to meet someone for coffee or to Fit Club or to Staples or Target or whatever, even if you go to Target and you're like, I'm going to buy some Staples, and then you're like, oh, they didn't have the Staples that I wanted, just write it down. You can still write the mileage down. You don't actually have to buy anything. You just need to put the before, like the starting mileage, the ending mileage, and maybe write a little note, like where did you go, who did you see. It doesn't have to be detailed, but like it could be like Target, pick up Staples, or look at paper or something like that. So mileage is huge. I don't remember, Melissa, do you know how much per mile you get? Like 38 cents or something. It's like insane.
I don't even do it by myself. It's either through TurboTax, or I can't remember what the other software is, but I helped like 3 other girls do theirs here. And going back to the cell phone thing, they automatically do it. They say, what percentage of your phone do you use for business? And for us, it's safe to say like 90%. Because other than that, how often do you actually talk? Like make a phone call to somebody that's not a Beachbody coach, or is it related to Beachbody? Like maybe the bank, and even then you can say it's a coach thing. But they break it down for you. Same thing with the square footage, and then the mileage, that too. It says how many months was it used. Do you have an additional vehicle? And I'm glad I waited because I forgot my husband was going to get a 1099, and he got his before me. And when I put his in, we went through all the same deductions. And so I think our phone bill is probably like 100% deducted at this point. Even though there's 3 of us that share it, it didn't ask that. It just said how much was the phone bill. I just saw the numbers going up. And I was like, okay, it's totally legal. I'm not lying about anything on here. But like his car too, all of that stuff was put in separate. The home office, no, we weren't able to deduct that twice. Supplies also, you still have to prove that you spent money on that. But the tax software stuff, automatically they break it down somehow. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, just to touch on, she said office supplies. Why weren't you able to deduct office supplies? Is that what you said? Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, double office supplies.
Oh,
like,
yeah, double.
Through my business thing, so when it came to him,
okay,
I was like, oh yeah, and I was like, no, I have no proof. I did not buy 4 things of toner a month. So
yeah, you do have to have documentation to back that up. So receipts, for ink, just think about all of the things in your house that you use in your office. Save those receipts, and if you haven't set up a separate account or a separate credit card. If you can't use a credit card responsibly, not being mean, I'm just saying if you can't, then don't do that. I use a credit card for my business because I get airline miles, and everybody says it's stupid, but I don't think it's stupid. But that way everything is in one spot. I have a business account and I have a business credit card. And I just think it's way easier to keep up with the your taxes and all that stuff when you do that, because you can easily transfer money. So, okay, say you get $1,000 in your Beachbody account. Well, if you want to transfer it to your personal account, then you can easily transfer that money out. Just transfer it through the bank over to your, I'm using my hands, you can't even see them. You just easily transfer that over to your bank account. And then if you need money in your business account, you can just transfer that back. So anyway, I would recommend doing that because it's going to save you a lot of headache later on. If you're, still I don't know. I just think the earlier you can get a hold of your books, the better. So that's my opinion on that.
I thought I did a good job tracking everything. And then I was going through, I was like, all these things, I didn't track. So at least go in with intentions of tracking, because when they turn around and they tell you itemized versus standard, once you really start tracking and itemizing it, it's way more than what the standard deduction is. So now I'm just kicking myself in the butt. I was like, I have this down. until we went through, and I'm like office cleaning, house cleaning, yard maintenance, all that counts. Air conditioning.
Oh,
Oh, can y'all hear me?
yeah.
Okay. Air conditioning servicing, the car wash, car detailing.
For what?
What? On your car?
It's not a business car.
In my car?
Yeah.
My car's a bit. I use it to do my business, to run around. You're not writing that off?
You can't do that.
Yes, no. There's this lady, Cam, you'll see, she goes to Fit Club. She's a tax preparer, and she was the one trying to say at first that we couldn't write off every time we went out to eat. And when I was going back and forth with her showing it, she was like, oh, if that's the case, you can write this off, you can write that off. I'll introduce you to her next time we.
Yeah, because my understanding was, in order to write off a vehicle, you have to set up an LLC, and you have to put the car in the LLC name. But I learned that from Chad, and then anyway, that's a whole nother ball game, and none of us are there yet. So, but there's like tax advantages of putting the car, and because I don't even know how it works, but my understanding let me give you my data, because I don't want anybody getting audited. So what I was told is you can write off mileage, but you have to track it. So before, after, keep notes. If you forget to do before and after, magically remember those numbers. Keep track of it. What I like to do, because I never seem to have paper like the same thing with me, is I use Google Drive. I set up Google Sheets. So I just on my phone, I have it shortcutted to the screen. And then when I get in the car, I'll just type it in. And then I'm not always perfect. So don't seriously, anyway, I'm usually far from perfect, but, and this is year 4 of doing this, and we still are learning. So it's a constant learning, they're constantly learning, constantly getting better at tracking it. Let's see. When you go post office, mileage, when you go to the post office, make sure you're putting the mileage in your car. If you meet somebody for lunch or a team meeting or anything like that, write off the mileage. Remember to keep your receipts for the meal so that you can write that off. If you want to buy the other person's food, you can write that off as well. Anything travel related, tolls. I know there's if it's under a certain amount, you don't have to have a receipt, but it's always good to have a receipt just in case. Any of your travel, you guys are going to Danny, everything, flights, snack, that might be wishy-washy, but usually a few days before I go, I'll get some snacks that I'm say you're going to Summit and you want to buy some snacks, I'll put that on my business account and I'll write on the thing, because it's not like we can go to the grocery store when we get there. So just kind of think along those lines. Super Saturdays. See, we don't think about the mileage for these things. And it's awesome because how fun are they? It's being able to write off fun things. And even Success Club trips. I was curious about that because I thought, this is a free trip. This is a fun thing, but it's still business because of the way that Beachbody has it, where you're still getting training. You can still write off those airline tickets or, the mileage and stuff like that. All right, let's see. Also gifts, thank you notes. Again, postage, stamps, any gifts under the amount of $30. It's supposed to be under 30, and you're supposed to keep a log. So you need a little tax book, and it says gifts given and who you're giving the gift to. And again, I'm not perfect in this area. I really suck, but I'm telling you what you should do, not what I always do. I think we got questions. Oh yeah, Uber fees. I don't know. You'll have to kind of figure that out, for your cell phone bill. If you share, you'll have to calculate who's using it for business. It doesn't have to be perfect, I don't think. I think you just can't say 100% and then, only 20% is business or 50% is business.
Pretty much anytime you put 100% for something like that, that's a huge red flag. Yeah. Even for with the car thing, if do you use a certain tax software? Because it goes through and it asks you questions. And when you put something, it says, how much percent? And do you have proof for this? And if you say, nah, then it says, okay, well, then you're allowed this. And how much for that? But like the cell phone bill, they break it down for you. I know the H&R Block one, and I think it's called Free Tax USA is another one, and TurboTax. All of them, as you're going through, it'll go through and say, well, you're only allowed to have this, and you're only allowed to claim this, and you're only allowed to claim that.
Awesome. Yeah, I think most of the software now is really like walks you through it and makes it really easy. The reason that I recommend using, especially if like Mickey, your taxes are probably extremely like, more complicated, depending on, if you own a home or if you have a lot of different things going on. If you were to pay someone, like if you got all of your financial documents together and you paid someone $100 or $200, you would probably get that back. So that's why you don't have to, but a lot of times if you pay, they know the loopholes, they know, so that's why I'm suggesting to kind of go that route. But if you're, it's not, and you can write it off. Can you write it off next year, or can you write it off this, if you know how much it's going to be? Oh, for next year. Okay.
Because the fee was incurred this year.
Yeah. I feel like I've got everything. I know there's more stuff on there, but that's all I can think of right now. Okay, go ahead.
Is there a certain amount minimum you have to make to be able to itemize and deduct like this?
No. Like how they were saying you only get a 1099 if you made over $600.
Right.
But you're still supposed to, if you made $50, you still have to, oh wow.
Oh God.
Oh. Did I close it? Where'd it go?
We're still here.
I lost you guys. Well, that was weird. Oh my goodness. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that.
Right.
Okay, so say you made $50, you still have to claim that $50 as income. So that would mean like you'd take Brandon's income, like his W-2, and then you would add that 1099 in. But you could still say you had 10,000 in deductions that was totally legit, that you could back up if they came back. You could write that off on that schedule. I don't know how it would fall with the deductions and stuff, but you can take the loss for 3 years. And then it becomes a hobby, and then you can't take a loss anymore. So, it's because most businesses, you're taking a loss. You don't make money right away, which I think is pretty awesome that you can literally your first month come in and make money. So, does that help? Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, we're not going to have time for the thingy. That's okay. It'll give us something to talk about next week. Yay. I was worried. Okay, well, you guys can unmute, and then, Chris, do you have any questions? Anybody want to chime in? No?
We can't hear you.
Business fees, also like business fees, like your coach fees every month. Like all these little things that add up. Okay, well, I don't think I'm probably forgetting tons of stuff, but that's all I got for now. But it really is, I mean, it's great to be able to write off, things that you buy anyways, like pens and school supplies. I mean, not school supplies, office supplies, excuse me. I correct myself. All right, well, if nobody has any questions, I guess I'll let you guys go. Thank you for showing up. I hope it helped a little bit. I mean, just really try to keep records of it. Even if you just use an Excel spreadsheet and just start tracking it throughout the year, it'll be much easier. Like we're in February, so if you'll start now, by the end of the year, it'll be much, much easier to, and then if you're interested, okay, real quick, I don't know the link, but if any of you are interested in getting QuickBooks, it's kind of hard to figure out. You don't have to have it. It's just the guy that does ours. A lot of like, if you go through an accountant, they want you to use it. But if you have a college email account, like if any of you guys have family or friends or whatever, yeah, you can get it really cheap. Well, not cheap. I think it was like $130, but normally it's like $500 program. So it's a pretty good deal. So just check into those kind of things. I can ask Jason for the link. There was all kinds of software available at a discounted price. Come on, Mickey's typing. I can hear me typing.
I guess I could talk. I think I'm paying like $8 a month for QuickBooks Home Business. So I don't know if what you're talking about is just like a one-time fee and then you have it, but I figured, the monthly fee, then I can write it off or whatever. But I don't know, because I'm using that, I might see about using an accountant. But I know Matt and I just need to play with our numbers, and we're still waiting on paperwork and stuff too. So.
No, that works too. It's just you pay like a monthly fee and then you can access it from anywhere. So you can do it from your phone. The only thing bad about like having QuickBooks Professional or QuickBooks is you have to use it on one computer. So like you can't access it from your phone and do all that other stuff. So just something to think about. So yours is good too. It's just once you stop paying, you lose access to all of that. So
yeah, I just need to be disciplined about keeping up with the documentation, but at least all the transactions are there. I just need to go through and put my notes in and everything.
Yeah, I'm not preaching, you guys. I'm really bad, and I feel really sorry for Jason because I'm getting better, but I know he hates. He's like, I'm gonna kill you. So there's a reason that I'm married an emerald. I'm like, here, you don't need that. All right, I will let you guys go. Thank you for showing up, and I will see you later. Bye. Love you guys.